Yeah, another good sort of just an update. There was in the AGM, they just gave us an update as to what was happening. Good numbers, as you said, the rand hurting the African operations. Notwithstanding, we've seen some weak rand now. Obviously, this is for periods past. But when you drill into it, there wasn't obviously a lot of data. What struck me, market share up 1.6%. Pick and Pay came out last week with 0.4, which I thought wasn't bad. Shoprite is really storming ahead. And what it also means is somewhere out there, someone's lost 2% of market share. And I probably Woolworths at the upper end. But Shoprite, classic operation, as always, doing good.
Excuse my ignorance, but who measures all this market share? Is there a central body that regulates it, or do the companies just decide what their market share is?
The companies decided themselves. I mean, they look at the sales going through and how much theirs moved in inflation and the like, so it's not in the exact science. When I say that 2% lost out there, I'm pretty sure if we added it all together, we wouldn't get an even number.
Famous Brands out with interim results today. That interview with Kevin Hedderwick we've just played on Closing Bell. Your view of Famous Brands, the fast food environment right now, is it a place you would be playing in?
They've done incredibly well. The UK operations have had a tough time. Currency moves not helping them, and obviously the consumer there have been really hardly hit. But the UK is still small for them. If you look at the South African operation, Wimpy, Debonair's, Nam, Mug and Bean, these are top brands in the space. And the consumer's still there, still shopping. And what Famous Brands have done is they've cut back margins a bit. They're controlling that food chain sort of from source manufacturing all the way through. They've got good traffic in the airports, which are helping for 2010. At the end of the day, really good numbers. And these guys just perform. Consistently, they perform. Dividend up nicely, debt down nicely. The only thing missing, and that's been discussed 100 times, they need some chicken somewhere.
Rotation on the broader market out of resources, out of financials into resources rather. Do you think it's a trend that is set to continue?
I think it will, and I would imagine it to be more than just a couple of days. And I think what's happening is we saw the banks run really hard, and they kind of hit a plateau at the level, and they've been going nowhere. And I think now people are shifting to resources. We've got copper at one-year highs. We've got gold hovering around all-time highs. Platinum at one-year highs. We've got the rand weakening. We've got a lot of momentum going into there. We've got GDP out of the US later this week expected to be around the 3% level. Korea with really good GDP numbers. All of this news that the market's been anticipating in terms of sort of the recovery and the like starting to come through. Good for commodities, and I think we're going to see more buying in that space.
Quick comment on Telkom being downgraded by Moody's today, and at the other end of the spectrum we've got Aveng being upgraded. Now that's despite in the construction space, Murray and Roberts coming out with a trading update last week saying that they were being hit by the stronger rand and also seeing cancellations in the local South African environment.
The Telkom, not a massive surprising in the sense that the Moody's is saying, hey, you guys have lost Vodacom, it was your cash cow, and that changes the scenario. And we look at the market, it was down, whereas Vodacom and MTN were both flat, and the interconnect fee should actually be good for Telkom. It's a cost to them, it's not an income. Aveng, construction stocks, yes, but I think there's a difference in view between local and international. It's sort of August, September, our construction stocks were moving very strongly, and you couldn't find an asset manager in South Africa who claimed to like them, which suggested the foreigners were buying. I think when we look at them in isolation of South Africa, we're not so convinced. But when foreigners look at our stocks from a global perspective, they certainly seem to like them a heck lot more than we do.